Okay, I'm going to do this video here. This is very bright. I can't tell. I'm right in front of a window, two big windows. And I'm trying to just do natural lighting, which I like the color, but it's like blinding me. So I'll try not to squint a lot in this video. Let's start. I'm going to do this sunscreen. This is from Herbloom, and I actually got this in a 2-pack from Costco. They have the best sunscreen packs. Like, they have the best deals. I think most of it's like Korean sunscreen, and it's so good. So I love this one. This is SPF 50. It says PA++++. I don't know what that means, but there's 4 pluses after it. Mild UV care, vegan formula. It's so good. It just blends in really well. So I'll show you. I'm just going to get probably a pea-size amount. And it's just the nicest sunscreen. I honestly don't know if it's chemical or mineral though. It doesn't say anywhere. Maybe it says in Korean, but I don't know. It blends so well though. It doesn't leave any white cast or anything. It just feels like a really good moisturizer when I put it on. It's seriously the best. So I would really recommend going to Costco for sunscreen and face SPFs. I think they always have the best and obviously the really best deals on them. See how easy that just blended in? It just feels really moisturized. It doesn't feel greasy. I think it is just the best stuff. So again, it's Herbloom. Yeah. So, and they have other ones too. I'm sure they're all kind of similar, but that one's great. I recently purchased a big Ulta order, and one thing I got is this Jane Iredale foundation. I really wanted to try it. It was on sale, plus I had like a coupon to use. And so I got the shade 26 Light. I've only used it once when I was really sweaty one morning, and so I don't know how well. It didn't go on very well. I'm gonna just see what it looks like this time putting it on. I think it's a good shade for me. I do have a lot of self-tan on my face, but I've heard that even if you have self-tanner on your face, still order your normal color, your normal shade, and it blends in so much better than if you were ordering something darker. So I just kind of been living by that, like just getting my normal shade anyway and using it on top. Look how nice that blends in. This is so pretty. This brand is so good. I always think of like, what is like the best brand of makeup you can think of, come up with? Jane Iredale is for sure for me. Like, that's just like the top for me. I think their products are so good and so expensive. So if I can get it for a good deal, definitely I want to try it. It really does just look like skin. I think it just blends so pretty. It's kind of interesting. It's just a little bit different than normal foundations, I feel like. It looks a little different. It just looks more like skin. So I think it's really good. I'm going to add a little bit over here. I'm just going to build it a little bit more on. Okay, I have to go back on something I just said. When I look up really close at my skin, I can see my pores right in here. It's really emphasizing those. I might have noticed that before when I put it on the first time, and I thought it was just because I was like really sweaty and hot, which I still am. But I wonder if that's something from the foundation. The rest looks beautiful. It looks so smooth and pretty, and it just looks like my skin is enhanced. But the more that I look in my mirror, I can see right in here my pores are really, really emphasized, and it kind of looks like it's just sitting right on top of them, and I can see every one of them. I am nervous about that. I wonder if that's obviously the foundation doing that. The rest looks so good though. So it's kind of like, what do you want to, what do you take and what do you give for it? I don't know. I'll finish my face and we'll see kind of what that looks like at the end. But that's my only complaint about that, is I'm starting to notice that. Kind of interesting, but the rest looks gorgeous. The rest is really pretty foundation. So also in my haul, I got this Morphe concealer. This is in the shade Wake Up. It's the Wake Up Artist Concealer. It's in the shade Ivory 3N. I didn't know what shade to get. I'm nervous to get like too bright of a concealer, but I don't want it too dark, so it's so hard to know. I think this is a good one. It is a little bit light. I probably could have went a little bit deeper. I'm just going to blend that with my foundation brush I just used. This is a really good concealer. This is pretty bright. Man, my makeup is not going the way I was hoping today. I was thinking that was a good shade, but maybe in my bathroom it looks better than in natural lighting. Okay, so there's that. It looks brightening, just about as bright as this window feels to me, and I'm looking like a ghost in my camera. Let's see what powder does. And the powder I got is very brightening too, so I'm just going to be bouncing off the walls here. So I got the Fenty Beauty powder, and this is in the shade Lavender, and I really wanted to try this. This was also on sale at Kohl's, I think. This is so pretty. It's just like a really pretty light purple powder. It really does mattify and it works really well. I've tried it a couple times now. I mean, you can see how brightening just that powder is on top of that. I have very oily skin, so I need a really good powder, and I think this one is great. And I also got the banana one, which also works really well, and that one's just a little bit more of like a skin tone color than brightening, like the lavender. But like, look how well that blends in. The powder does everything for me with these products. I think the powder is what's saving us right now. Unfortunately, because I really love that foundation, but I'm noticing the pores. Now they're starting to fade once I get this powder on. I'm looking crazy in the I'm looking crazy in the camera. Sorry. We'll fix this. The pores do fade though once I put some of this powder on. So I wonder if it's just my skin sweating. I mean, this combo looks great. The combo looks fantastic, but it's like I don't want to have an expensive foundation when I have to use an expensive powder to make it look good, you know? I want it to look good on its own. So this is what I'm looking like now. Very bright under my eyes. I mean, it's like blinding me to look in the camera under my eyes. It's so bright. In my mirror down here, it doesn't look as bad. So hopefully in person, it doesn't look as bad. The camera's just really emphasizing that. I'm going to do my eyebrows real quick and then I'll come back and we'll do the rest of the face. Okay, brows are on. For bronzer, I'm going to try something a little fun. I'm going to try this Essence Keep Me Covered powder. This is in the shade Dark, and I'm going to try to use it for bronzer. This video is going a little bit downhill already, so might as well just try it and see what else we can do. So I'm just going to get just a little bit on my brush, just barely any, and start back in my ear area. And I'm just going to create that shape first and then be really rough with it after and just kind of blend it out. I mean, obviously you just need a tiny bit. I love doing stuff like this though, just kind of playing with makeup in different ways than it's really intended for, just to see if I can make it work. And something like this is a really cool idea to just get a darker powder. I think face powder may stick a little bit better and may last a little bit longer than just a typical, I don't know, bronzer. Powder bronzer. So it's just fun to kind of try it. And I usually bring it all the way to my nose and then I sort of contour my nose just a little bit with what I have on my brush. I just get a little bit more. I'm just barely touching it. I'm just barely dabbing in. And you just kind of do the sides of the nose like that. I'm going to do a little bit on my forehead. I am pretty sweaty though, so I don't know how well it's going to stick. Or it might stick too much and not blend very well. And then I always do a little bit under here on my chin. I think that's looking good. My under eyes are very bright still, but I think this bronzer looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I think it looks nice. So I'm going to do some blush, and I got this About Face blush. This is in the shade, why can I never find the shades? Rev It Up. They put like all these other words and numbers and letters, and then in the teeny tiny littlest font, it says the shade, Rev It Up. This is kind of like a strawberry color. I was really wanting to try. So I'm going to try 2 dots of that. I love that like muted strawberry pink color. That's like one of my favorite makeup colors. And I'm just going to use this e.l.f. liquid blush brush, which is really flat and kind of curved, and blend that. I love that color. I love that shade. That's so pretty. This one's a hit. This one's a winner. These blushes are great. These are like some of my favorite liquid blushes. About Face is such a good brand that I don't think is talked about enough. I love some of their products, but they have really good blushes and lip products. I love their like clicky lip plumpers. You can just see that color looks so nice. I'm going to build it just a little bit because we're just playing today. Put a little bit more right there. Let's see how well this builds. Oh, so nice. It really blends in really easy. It's definitely like coming in from being out of the sun look. I just love that shade because it's not too pink. It's not too peachy. It's not coral. It's just such an interesting, different kind of shade. Totally my favorite. I love this shade in lip products too. MAC has a lipstick called Business Casual, and it kind of reminds me of this where it's just like a really muted red. It's not like a bright red. It's not orangey. It's definitely not like a pink. It's just that muted, perfect red shade. I love that lipstick. So this kind of reminds me of that, just that really pretty strawberry. Perfect. Love that color. These are on sale, by the way, at Ulta. Hopefully they still are by the time you see this video, but they're great. For eyeshadow, I wanted to try this new Morphe palette. This is Rich Glitz. This is like the neutral one that's been sold out kind of on and off, but the shades are so pretty in this. Just very good neutrals. I've used that middle white one. I used that the other day. It is really pretty. It's a little bit chunky though. If you don't like chunky glitter, you won't really like it. I am not a fan of a lot of glitter, especially chunky glitter, but it's pretty enough for me to keep it and keep using it. Today I'm just going to do maybe a different look where maybe I'll use more of the bottom shades. So let's see, but I'll start with that top, this one. This is kind of like the generic crease color. So I'll start with that. They're very pigmented too and very soft. These are really good shadows. Kind of want to try some of the other palettes that they have. Just a really pretty starter shade. I'm going to build that just a little bit more. And then with a smaller brush, I'm going to try this shade. This is kind of a shimmery, glittery purple brown color. I'm just going to see what that looks like. I'm going to use a brush like that. Maybe do kind of a halo eye with it. I really don't mind it being shimmery right here on the lid like this. Sometimes we want to avoid shimmer like right in the crease, but sometimes it's okay, you know, sometimes it works and it looks really pretty, especially if it's kind of a deeper shade like this. I think it looks fine if it has some shimmer in it and we're putting it kind of in the crease and around like this. So this is a really pretty shade, and the shimmer in this one isn't too chunky. This is definitely more of like a powder formula where it sticks and it holds on, and it definitely just provides that pigment more than the shimmer, you know. That's what this one is going to do in the middle, and I'll show you that after I apply this. So I'm just kind of creating some shape right there, and then I do the same on the other side, and then I do more in the inside right here and just kind of connect those in the crease. And that's setting us up for that halo eye. And you want to be careful when you're using kind of these darker ones because you can get a little carried away and get too high with it. So I'm just going to go back and get my other fluffy brush. Actually, I might do this lightest one and just sort of blend that into what I was doing before. Just kind of so that doesn't go up too high, get too crazy there. I love when there's shades in palettes that are just so easy for blending other shades, you know, where you know it's not going to lay down too much pigment, but it's just nice enough to blend other darker shades and you can trust it to do that. So moving it all the way up to my eyebrow makes it look a lot better and blended and kind of softens that dark shade where we want it a little bit softer as it goes up. So that looks really good how that's blended that, but it's okay if we sort of enhance the darkness down here because that's where we want more of the impact. So sometimes it just takes kind of going back and forth a little bit to build and blend until you get it just right. Okay, now I'm going to try this middle one and we'll see. So this is pretty chunky. Definitely a gray, really cool tone color. Sorry, my camera isn't, I need to adjust my settings maybe. Oh, there we go. You can see that. There we go. I'm just going to put that right there in the middle. I'm going to do a little bit more of that. And let's put that right here in the middle. Definitely provides a lot of shimmer there and glitter. Oh, it looks so pretty though. It's definitely like a gunmetal-y shade. I like that these shimmers too, these middle ones are very buildable. You can do just a really light wash of it over your eyelids, or you can really build it on thick and make it really look like metallic. You can see that, really pretty. And then I'm just going to, let's see, I think I'm just gonna, maybe I'll do this one again and just do a little bit more right there. This is getting a lot darker than I had intended to, but that's okay. It's fun and I'm wearing black and it's all good. So that's looking really pretty. Love that. I'm going to do this one and just do a little bit more in the crease just to blend everything. Okay, and then I'm going to do this little brush. This is a really, really teeny one. I'm thinking I'll do this same shade and I'll go underneath just a little bit. I don't want to do too much because we're already pretty dark up here. I don't want to be raccoon, but I need a little bit down there just to connect them. And like you've seen in my other videos, if you've seen them, I'm really just kind of messy when I blend it. I just sort of do that and it blends it like I want. I like the more blown out, messy, grungy makeup more than like precise and sharp lines and all that. I really am more just blown out, messy. I think it looks cool. Okay, I think we're done with the eyes. What do you think? I'm actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I wonder if I should do a little bit of this light one right in the middle. Let's try that and just see if I can just brighten the look just a little bit. I mean, look at how chunky you can see. Yeah, how chunky that is. So this one is a little bit scary, but if you just dab right there, I think it can look really good. It brings that light right to your pupil and just really creates an emphasis right there in the middle of your eye. Love that. I need a little bit more on this side. Another thing I like to do is when you're doing this, be very vertical about it. So I'm just barely putting it right here. I'm not spreading it all across. I'm doing it right here in the middle. And you can even go up a little ways just to create that brightness. And it kind of follows your eye up and it really emphasizes right there rather than the entire lid and it's emphasizing the whole way kind of more this way. We want it straight up. So I like to do right there on the very bottom of my eye, right, or my lid right there. And then just kind of gradually go vertical with it, just up a little bit, even into the crease, just a tad. And see how pretty that makes the eyes look. And you can just see that emphasis right there, right in the middle. I love that. I love doing that. And I kind of forgot about doing that. So try that next time. And it really just brings attention right to your eyeball, right to your pupil. So I think that's all I'll do for the eyeshadow. I forgot highlight. So I have this quad. This is from JCat Beauty. This has been kind of talked about as a dupe for like the, what is it called? I'm totally blanking. Not Rem Beauty. I'll put it on the screen because I cannot think of it right now. But it's a dupe for it. And it's like these really pretty highlighter shades. I think I might try maybe this one over here. This one is quite bright. So I'm going to do this second one. RMS Beauty. That's what it is. Like the luminizer. And I'm just going to put a little bit right there. Well, we are like glam today. I did not plan to go this glam. This is so pretty. I love these shades. I'm going to show you actually. I'm just going to show you like a swatch of this. It is so glowy. Like it's not like the chunky glitter, right? It's not like the chunky highlight. It's just so pretty and glowy. And I can see as I'm putting it on, it's not just white. It's kind of like a pink-ish in a way where it just brings light to the face. It's just so cool. I love this. This is like $5 too. I got mine on Ulta's website, but I'm sure it's other places. It's so pretty though. And look how glowy that looks. And I'm getting sweaty and I'm oily anyway, so I am just glowing today. Very glowy, but very nice. I love that. Oh, that looks so pretty. Let me just show you. Let's just show you this widest one. You can see, I mean, look at that. And then swatch that one. It just brings light. Right? It just really brightens. It's so gorgeous and it's so cheap. And then here's the gold. So there's that gold one, kind of similar. And then this is the darkest one. Still very brightening, but you can obviously play with where you're putting that on your face. Yeah, they're so nice. I'm so glad I got this. It has such good reviews and I've wanted to try it for a long time. It looks really good. Okay, for mascara, I have the Tarte Tubing Mascara. This is really good. This is in black. I've been enjoying this little mini for a while, so I'm just going to use that. Sometimes I debate when I do eye looks like this if I should put mascara on my lower lashes or just leave it really emphasized on my top. I might leave it just on the top. Sometimes I feel like it's kind of a lot when I put it on top and bottom and I have such a heavy eye look, but sometimes I like that vibe. Sometimes I want it a little bit less. See what that looks like. Now I'm looking at it, since I put that shadow down there, maybe I should put it down there too. I'll add it to my lower lashes, but it is fun to kind of just play around and skip your lower lashes some days and just kind of see what that looks like, and it just gives sort of a different makeup look, you know. Another thing I learned to do one time, this was a long time ago and I haven't done this very much since. If you want kind of more of like a cat eye look, you can obviously make your eyeshadow that way where it's a very strict line right here, but then with your mascara you drag it outward, and so instead of putting your mascara up like this, you move your eyelashes to the side and you sort of do that. I don't know if you can see that difference, but you can see how the eyelashes kind of curve to the side. Kind of just an interesting little trick if you're going for like a cat eye. Put it with, you know, create your lashes that way too. I feel like this mascara gets very messy when you first start to use it and it's very wet. But as you continue to use it, it definitely dries out more and it's way more manageable. But it's difficult at first. Okay, now we are on to lips. And this is very exciting. I got this new lip liner by Wet n Wild. I've only heard one person on YouTube talk about it. It is the Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Lip Liner Stain. This is in Nude Tights. And it's like this little marker, but it's flat. So it's like flat on one side. You can see it curves like that, and then it's flat again. So it makes lining your lips really easy. But the cool thing about this is it lasts all day. I put it on, was it yesterday? Like in the morning, it was still on by nighttime. I mean, it's insane. It lasts so well. I'm so impressed by this. So I'm just going to put some on and you can just see. But the cool thing also is that once I do that, it's very easy to kind of blend in before it dries. So you can definitely like soften it, and I'll do the top. And I don't go all the way in here. I keep it kind of just right there on the top and then right there on the bottom. And I'm just gonna blend that too. So see how pretty that looks? And literally this will last all day. It doesn't move. It's insane. It's the best lip liner marker I've ever used. I'm just gonna put some gloss on top. So this is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. This is in the shade Midnight Eclipse. That's what that one looks like, but it's kind of just like a light brown. And I'm just going to put a little bit right in the middle of my lips. See how pretty? And this lip liner, really, it will last all day. It's crazy. So I would really recommend you try this. Try the lip liner. I got mine from Walmart. I think on Amazon, they're all sold out right now, or they're just so new that they're not there yet. But keep watching for those if you want to get on Amazon. I'm hoping it comes to Ulta too. You can get it at Walmart. And they have like a pink one. They have more of like a berry one. But they're so pretty and they just last all day. They're so good. I can't believe how good they are for the price, honestly. So there is my makeup look. Some hits, some misses. The foundation sets a little bit. The rest of the skin looks so good though. Like it looks so pretty, so smooth. I just don't know about right there. It's just so weird that it does that on my skin. Let me know if you've tried this and if you have had that same experience. I'm really curious if it's happened to anybody else or if something's just going on with mine. But everything else looks really good. I think I'm very much more glam than I planned today, but sometimes that just happens. Love the lip liner, love the blush. I mean, obviously bronzer, everything else. Eyeshadow is really pretty. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me and doing makeup with me. If you like this video, go ahead and hit like. Please subscribe and join my little friend group over here. I definitely have more videos to come, so I hope you subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing today, what you think of this makeup look, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!